session of day 2 of the Maryland Virtual Training Institute. I am joined today by Adrian Pugh, who is going to share Join the Band using Band US as an online classroom. This is a really exciting platform. I'm so excited for Adrian to share with you. So just as we get started, go ahead and type into the chat box who you are and where you're from. We would love to be able to see that. And at the same time, I'm going to launch a poll. And the poll is just simply asking, what is your role within your program? All right, well, Adrian, it looks like we have primarily ABE instructors with us tonight, followed very closely by instructional specialists and ESL instructors.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Adrian, for sharing with us today. I'm going to kick it over to you.
Okay, this chat is your chat, right? Because I've been trying to open it. Okay, so hello everyone.
The chat is for everyone. Can you see it?
Yeah, but I couldn't open it. But anyway, welcome to my presentation, and I'm excited, as excited as you are to share this information with you as you may be to get it. I also, this is the screen. For those of you who would like to go into my sample classroom that I set up of Band, Band is a free group communication site, and I use it as an online classroom, LMS, Learning Management System platform. And I think it's wonderful. When I first started using Band, or when I first actually learned about Band, I learned about it from a conference like this one. And at the time, I didn't really need to use it because we were still in class and, you know, we did everything in person. And as soon as COVID hit, I said, oh, I'm going to need an online classroom. So I had already created a sample band as part of the training that I had a number of months before COVID. And so I just went back and opened up my band class that I had made as part of the class, and I immediately just started using it. And it's very simple to learn. And not only is it simple to learn, but if it isn't for you, Band has a wonderful guide that explains all of its features, and you can watch a quick little video, or you could do a walkthrough where you just, like a slide presentation to learn how to do Band. So Band has several features. I'm waiting for people to join the class. So I'm going to have to go in and out of the presentation mode so that I can access other parts of the presentation. But if you go into band.us, okay, you go there and then click the cogwheel settings icon. It's at the top towards the right. And choose Band invitations, and then you can enter the code 2770, and then it's like it's a 4-letter number, a 4-number code with a word as well. So when you type those in, you will be into the sample classroom that I have set up for Band. And that's for those who would want to. Some people like to just watch and see, some people like to do. So as part of this presentation, you not only will join a sample Band class if you choose, but you also, if you choose, will create a sample Band. And you can create it for a class you already have, or you can just create one and, as I did, just practice with it until the next term, when you might feel more comfortable using it. Because not only should you be comfortable using it, you have to train your students if they're not used to it. So you let them know how you want them to use it. Okay, so any questions about that so far? So again, Band is a free program, and I like to describe it as, you know how people say a home away from home? Well, this is a classroom away from your classroom. That's the way I like to describe it. And even just the feeling that band gives you as a teacher and as a class, I think is worth it, because I honestly feel like I have a place to go. It's different from just giving students a Zoom link through an email and then they're going to that link. Band is like a home. It is like a classroom. You go there and there are a lot of things that you can do there. Band has a lot of features. They have them categorized by beginner features, intermediate, and advanced. I by no means have used all of their features. I by no means claim to be an expert at band, but I have taken some of the features and I have adapted them to do what teachers need to do. Things like taking attendance for your students, if you want to post announcements. There are a number of things that you can do as a teacher. I'm going to show you the things that I use, and you also, in learning the platform, may find some features that you would use that I don't use. But whatever you need to do to provide the educational or instructional tasks for your students, then, band is a good conduit for that. Okay, so I want to move on to the next screen. I can put in the chat this code for where people can go. I think I put it on the next screen as well, just in case people come in late and need it. Yes, it's towards the bottom.
Yeah, I can put it in the chat box for you too, Adrian.
Okay, and please let me know if it doesn't work, because sometimes you're playing with technology and then you look back or try to get in and it's not working. So, I teach public school K through 12. So you think something's working and then the students start saying, oh, it's not working. And you're like, oh, what do I need to do?
Yeah, it looks like people are having trouble getting in.
Into band.
Oh, but William just said that he just got in. Took a few minutes.
Okay, good. Thank you. Because it takes time to troubleshoot it.
Be a tiny bit patient. Maybe it just takes a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Pamela's mentioning that she doesn't have a cogwheel showing.
Well, it's your settings. Whatever your settings are, whatever your settings icon is. But okay, let me know if you don't get in, then I can take a minute to just keep trying looking for your settings. Wherever you will see band invitations. Okay, so what is band and how is it used? These are objectives: how to create a band and creating a band. And I'm going to, if there's time, after covering the other things, we can explore beginner features, intermediate and advanced features of band. And there are a couple other components to band that I think are good. But for the sake of time, I'm mostly going to cover the parts that are bolded. And I have posted in band a copy of a fuller presentation. So you can go back and look at that if you're in the band. And I'll leave the band up for a couple of weeks to a month or so. So you can go back and look at it if you want to, but you also can go to band.us because everything in the presentation is on band. So it's just in my presentation right there. You won't have to look for it. It's there, but you could go to band and get all this information. I didn't recreate the wheel. Okay, I just took it and put it in my presentation. So whatever you need will be there from them. So what is band? How is it used? I'm just going to show you a couple of things. This is how a video might look. You can see it's a minute 50 seconds.
How can you save time when informing your team of schedules or important notices? Simply posting on your community board will do the job. Write down the announcement. You can throw in videos, photos, and files too that need to be checked beforehand. Upon completing the post, all members in your band will get an instant notification. Then, your members can share feedback or questions right below in the comments. Check the read count to make sure no one missed your post. Or Give them a friendly reminder via chat if they did. Adding your post as a notice will keep it at the top of your group feed. From now on, no one misses any important announcements. Got an event coming up? Members can RSVP easily, and you can check participation in a glance. You can also add dates, locations, and more. Now members clearly know when and where to go. Don't miss other powerful group features that you can attach to a post. Poll the group for opinions, check attendance, or split bills.
Okay, so that's a quick introduction to band. And also, for those of you who have not gone to sign in, you can see what the platform looks like. Okay, sorry, my computer is slow. Okay, so these are all my bands. Okay, so I'm a GED instructor with Prince George's Community College, so I am in good company here, but this is the one I created for you all as a sample class. So I can see that I have 6 members here because one of those people is me. So you can go into the classroom. Like if you were a student of mine, this would be the classroom. So I put some things in there just to show you what things you can put there in here. If you wanted to post something, you click on this box and you can type whatever you want to. You can attach things, you can link things. Okay, let's see. Let me go back to the presentation before I get into that because I want to make sure. Okay, so anybody can create a band. You can be a leader if you wanted to. You have something you want to create a band for. It's group communication. So, and again, it's free. So people use it for planning family reunions or class reunions, or coaches use it for their teams. You can join other bands if you so choose. And not only the ones that you know of someone who created a band for you or your group, but you can search and explore to see what other bands are out there that are open to having people to join. Your classroom will be a private status band so that only your students can be a part of the band. Okay, let's see, what is the next thing? Okay, so I have 3 screens of teacher features, how I use band as an online classroom. I have adapted some of the communication features to deliver instruction and to perform instructional related tasks. So I'm just going to go through and show you some of the things that you can do. I actually don't use a whole lot of the features, but what I use and what I use it for, it's very helpful. It's very helpful. So band can be used in conjunction with video conferencing platforms like Zoom or Google Meets, whatever video conferencing platform you would use. Let's see. You can also post a recurring link to that video conference. And I don't know if I should go back and forth or just wait till I get there, but there is a recurring link to a Zoom. So when students go into the classroom, they just go straight to the link and click it on. It's recurring and they are in the Zoom link. Band also has a live streaming feature. I don't use that, but you could use a live stream if you wanted to do that. Public. Okay, so there's a public chat, and this is where, when I first started using Zoom, I had students immediately come to the public chat. So every day or every class, I will set up the Zoom. I will set up the chat room, And I will say, okay, when you come to class at 9 o'clock, you go into the public chat room. And I think I want to go back and forth. Let's see. There's the, this is the band. Let me go here. Okay, so here's the public chat. You can say a new chat and you can label it as, hold on, let me move. You can say a new chat and you can say it's a private chat room or public. So for your students, it's going to be public. This is the chat room now. This isn't the band. Your band, you want to be private for your students. The chat room that you open it and name it, whatever you want to name it. Here, you can put a description if you want to here. But once you do, you say, okay, you click it and it'll open up over here. And then later when you want to open up, like this is the one I created for this class. Welcome, Introduction to Band. Okay, so I can tell my students, don't forget to do the attendance check-in, or there's a warm-up in the stream or a poll in the stream. I actually put a poll in the stream just as a sample so you can see how it goes. As a warm-up for today, I could ask students like, what is one teacher task that you find difficult to do via distance learning? You know, keeping track of attendance, doing assessments. So then I would tell you to post your answer to this or answers to this question in the private chat. So this is one way I use the chat room feature. I ask them the question, and then when I tell them to go into the private chat, okay, then what you do for a private chat, you go into members, and you would choose my name by clicking on the profile button here. And then you would respond and say, you know, one of the things I have trouble doing via distance learning is whatever. And I like for them to post in the private chat so that other people aren't seeing their answers, that they could, you know, say the same things or have that to influence what they would say. Sometimes that's okay, but in some cases, I want the students to just tell me, and then we'll go back over it as a group once I've had a chance to vet the information and what they put. So you can ask questions via the chat. You can do a poll. Let me make sure I go back to, okay, this is the members list, okay? Then let me go back to all posts. Okay, that takes me back to this stream area here. Okay, so you also could use this for attendance, the chat room. So I tell students, when you go into the chat room, the public chat room at the beginning, you can see that it puts the time there that you were there. So every time you post something, the time is there. So I will tell my students, when you go into the chat room at 9 o'clock, post something, just say hello or just say present. You can go into the chat room and I don't know if you're there unless you posted something. So when I first started using it, I will tell the students, go into chat and say hello or I'm present. And that tells me that you're there and what time you checked in. Okay, so here's another way that you can take attendance. Of course, you always need more than one way for attendance because there's always something lacking in one or the other feature. What else do I use this for? But also, students can post information in the public chat. And some students will do that. Instead of putting it in the private, they'll put it in the public chat. And some students will post it on the stream. Like, let me move this up. Some students will post it here, okay, in the stream. And that's fine. It's not a big deal. But I will tell them where I want them to put their answers. And what else? That is the chat room. And, okay, so let's look at the stream area here. You can go in, post whatever you want to post here an announcement. I have other platforms that I use with the students for learning, and one of them is IXL, and I use that a lot. And so I can post any other links to other platforms that I use. So I don't have to tell the students, hey, go to this website and type in this number and find this settings button and go do, I don't have to do all that. I just post the link to take them where I want them to go. So here's one where this is IXL.com. It's a math learning site. And so I just posted this as an example. So I can tell them, not only can I post the link that takes them to the home page of IXL, and then they can search for whatever, if that's what I choose for them to do. But you also can open one of the activities, and so that when they click the link, they go directly to where you want them to go to start doing practice problems. Okay. So here, I'm having them do writing a linear equation from a graph. So I type in this part, I make a copy of the link, and I go back to band and post it in the stream. And then they go right to these problems and start doing them. Okay. Are there any questions as I go along? I'm going to close this. Okay, what else do I have in this stream? I'm going now to show you what I've done, because it's kind of difficult to go back and forth between the presentation and the site. So I'm going to try to cover what I have here and then check the presentation. Okay, here's a poll. So you can do a poll. When I went here, I clicked that I wanted to post something new. But here is the poll. So you can open that poll and type in, I'll open it so you can see what it looks like. Okay, so you type in your question, you have your options, you can have as many options. There are 3 to start out with, but you can have 2. You can have 1, you can have however many. You can allow multi-selections, or you can allow secret voting, and so on. So the poll that I posted for students to answer is, what is your band experience? So if you're in the classroom, can you go in the stream there and click that on and answer the questions, please? There are 7 students there. Okay, I'm going to keep going while you're doing that, and then I can come back to that. You can post a welcome for the first day. There are stickers. This button here is for stickers, so you can post photos. I don't really like their selection of stickers, but they're there. So you can go into different ones. They have a few for each of these little icons. There's a welcome one. Okay. So you can post some stickers. And that's just there I use. Okay, you can post, the homework. Students are always saying, oh, what did I miss? Or what are the assignments? And I say, oh, it's in the stream, it's in band. I don't have to waste time and say, oh, do you want me to email you? Or, oh, I'll call you at this time, or I'll text you. It's in the band. And sometimes, I know one time a student was asking me to give them some information or whatever, and I said, oh, okay, I'll email it to you. And she said, put it in put it in band. And I said, oh, you're right. I'm supposed to be doing, that's why we have band. So once they get used to it, the students love it too, because it's so convenient, and again, they feel like they have a way to connect to you as a teacher. So anytime they can come in and post a message to you. They can go into private or go into members, private chat, click on your, hold on, let me see. So if I go into members, and I want a private chat with CG. I open it up and there it'll say, I say chat. Do you want to start chatting with CG? And then you write down here. Hold on, CG, thanks for coming to the conference. Okay, and then I submit or enter, and then he gets it. And so whenever he comes and checks band, I believe it sends you a notice. Some of the features will send you a notice in your email that you have a post in band, but it's convenient either way because the students know it's there and they learn to check it regularly. Especially if you told them you're going to post something and they're looking for it, then they will go check to see that it's there or when it is there. Okay, and then I close it out and you will see, close this. You will see it shows up here in the chat. So CG, thanks for coming. And he could do the same, he or she can do the same thing, respond back to the private chat. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna go back to our post. Okay, what else do I have here? I'm gonna give it a minute on the poll. Homework. Here's the Zoom link. So they come here, they click on it. Let's see, will it go there? And I can click there. Now, of course, that Zoom isn't open, but I was just showing you that it will take you to the Zoom for the class. So it's telling me that I'm already in another meeting. And do I want to leave this meeting? No. Okay. So that is the Zoom. How do I close? Okay, click on that. Okay, this is the fuller presentation of this. My computer is slow. I apologize. So it's just a few extra slides that talk about the beginning, the intermediate, and advanced features. You can see, the things that you're able to do at the different levels. So as a beginner, and today when you create your band, you can look to invite members if you already know. There are different ways to invite members. I'll show you that. You can set up your profile, you can add your role, you can create a post, you can do the welcome sticker. Like I showed you, use the poll. So that is just a fuller. There's a beginner, intermediate, users, the things you can do, and the advanced user features. And like I said, many of these I've not used, but they look like good features if you wanted to explore with them. And then Google, not Google, what is this? Band. Band has its own guide, and you can click on the link for that. It has a Leader's Digest, which basically is like a newsletter or a blog for information for leaders. And it has a desktop app, an icon that you can have on your desktop so that when there are postings, you will get the notice on your desktop. Like you wouldn't have to go into your email to see that there's a posting, you'll just get the indication or the notification. And then they have a learning center where you go to look at the videos or the slide presentations of how to use the different features. In fact, let me see if I can, you know what, this only works in, I think this only works in presentation mode. So let me see. computer's working slowly. Okay, so it's still spinning. Okay, so you can see here, you have the basics there. Create a band, invite members, and create a post. So when you're going to do your, create your class, you could look at this if you need to. Let's see. So it's just a list of things that you can do. Cool features, member management, group management. How do you manage your groups? Advanced tips, post and comment tips, personal settings. So everything, anything you need to try to figure out how to do this is there. And then outside of that, you have, let me, hold on. I want to come out of the presentation mode. Am I out of the, sorry guys. Okay. All right, so let me check to see. Okay, so this is one. Okay, so let me see if I've covered these things. Private chat, me. Okay, that I can take attendance that way. Public chat, I post announcements there or assignments. I'm trying to get this. There's a toolbar in my way. Let me see. Okay, that's not working. Question response quizzes. Okay, so you can use the polls as a like a warm up or an exit ticket. So let me go back to the band and see what else is here. So that's what this is, the presentation more fully. And here's just another example of information, like students usually have questions about GED, and more recently they've been asking about, how do I take the GED during COVID? You know, what's the information about taking the GED test online? And so I posted that information there. So anytime they ask a question that, you know, either they ask it for the whole class or I think is beneficial for the whole class, I will post that information here. So it doesn't have to be directly related to the instruction or the class per se. It's just information that individual students may want to learn about or take advantage of. One of the emails, we get emails from the Writing Center a lot saying, oh, have your students come to the Writing Center to get tutoring in writing. And when I see the emails that say, hey, make an announcement to your students, I take it and I post it in Band, because many times the information that we're getting may be given to us kind of late. I know many times I look, I think they send that email out on Wednesdays, and sometimes I won't see it till Thursday or Friday, and I'm like, oh, I could have told the students about it. Or, you know, that basically that's it, just the timeliness of getting them information. So this is a good platform for doing that. I'm gonna close this to say, okay, I think those are so far. Let me go back to the poll. Okay, so here's the poll. Okay, 4 people voted. So they had to answer, what is your band.us experience? So the 4 options were, I had not heard of it before the conference. The second option is, I've heard of it before, but never used it. The third option is, I have used it before, but not as the leader. And the fourth option is, I have used it as a leader, but only once or twice. And then there's an other. So, so again, that's just a sample of a poll. And it tells you how many answered. You can see how many people have not participated yet. And then you can close it. And you can have as many posts, as many polls as you want to. Yeah, I'm gonna close the poll. But that's information and it's safe because the information you collect in the poll, you can go back and check it later. Like for the first day, I usually have a list of questions I have to ask the students about. Is this your first time taking a GED class? You know, have you taken the GED test before? If so, you know, what, tell us, you know, your experience with that. Did you pass? Did you not pass? You know, just general information like that. And so that's a poll you can do on the first day with students. So, and again, you can use it as well as easily for a warm up or even an exit ticket, and the information will be saved there. It will, here you can see it doesn't tell you specifically the person's name. Like, well, let's see, it gives the names. Oh, yes, it does. You can see the names and see that who voted for what. Okay. Let's see. I think those were all the things I posted in the stream and how I use it. There's some homework. Your homework is to complete your band creation if you have not done so already. Add members to your band classroom, although I know that some of you, again, probably either don't have students right now or you figure I'll just start it with the next term because it's going to be kind of hard to introduce it in the middle of a term. Send out membership invitations to your students, and you can create a sample class like I did and ask your family and friends to join it, just so you can get the practice of, you know, doing the leadership task. So let's look at, hold on, attendance. Attendance is here. So this is another way to take attendance. You can have them sign in the chat room and post present so you'll know what time they got there. Zoom, of course, has an attendance report. So at the end, when you end the meeting, it will convert your video to, it will convert it to a file that you can download. And then when you open the report, it will tell you who was there in the Zoom based on the name of their sign-in or email. Okay, they know who the people are who are there, and it'll tell you how long they were in Zoom. So if the person was there for an hour, then Zoom will say this person was there for 60 minutes. Okay, so when you put the features together, are you checking into the chat room to say that you're present? And because with technology, sometimes people check into the classroom or into Zoom, I'm sorry, they check into Zoom and then they check out. Sometimes it's technology problems where the internet's kicked them out and they'll come back in. So you might see their name twice unless you click the button in Zoom that says consolidate or show individual or users or whatever it says, and you click that button. And if someone has 2 or 3 times that they came in and out, then Zoom will put them together. So you only have the person's name one time. So that's another tool you're using to get attendance. The other good thing with whenever you have technology problems, it's good to have a place to go. And I've had to use that with band a number of times. If Zoom is not working or it kicks you out or you can't get back in or what have you, we immediately go back to Zoom. We immediately go back to the online classroom to band, and we just click the link in Zoom and go back into Zoom. So that's a convenient thing to use. Another good thing about band is that students help each other in there. There's been times I've been in Zoom and students aren't able to get in, and other students will go into band, the chat room, and they're talking with each other and telling each other, here's the link, here's the password, here's this, and helping them to get in. Oh, are you on a phone? Are you on a tablet? Oh, here's the code. So they are actually there communicating with each other, which is good. And students can private chat, not just with me as a teacher, but with each other. So they can go into the members list and click on who they want to chat with, and it's, a chat between the students. So that's a good thing as well, to have students able to communicate with each other during this process. So Band is good. You can't use Zoom. Technology's not working. Everybody goes back into band. And then we could be there for a while. Or we can, like I say, try the link again and we go back in. And let's say if I, as the teacher, I go in and for whatever reason, you see how slow my computer is. You know? So sometimes I'm like, I'm trying to get in, I'm coming, just wait. You know, I can put a message in the chat and say, okay, I'll be back in Zoom in 2 minutes, 5 minutes or whatever. And it's a site, again, it's communication. So it has solved a lot of problems. It has helped with things that, are important to students. Students want to know that you are there and they can rely on you and they know where to find you. And I get that from my students. So here's attendance you can set up. What you do is you go into add members first. And then once you add the members, when they come in, they have to go into the attendance because the attendance is kind of like a poll. So they have to go into attendance and say present. So you select the members and then it takes you into the members list. And then there's here, I can say select all 8 people in the classroom. And then I'll say, okay. So these are all the people I want to check the attendance when they come in. And then I can have the responses. When they go into do attendance, they can just say present only. Okay, or they can say present or absent only, or present late, leaving early, absent. So I usually just click present only. And attendance manager only creator. I usually leave whatever the default is there. And you can choose the date, the self-check-in. So they'll come in and go say, I'm here. You choose the date and the time and set a deadline. Do you want it to close after the class? Do you want to leave it open for a few hours? Whatever your reason you might need the attendance to stay open a longer period of time. I don't know. And then show attendance progress. When they check in and say I'm present, you will get I don't use this feature, but I have played around with it because I don't know, my experience is I've had difficulty with students following an attendance process. Don't ask me why. But so I hadn't wanted to spend a lot of effort in something that they're not going to use, but it's good to use. So I tried it a couple of times, and the first time I think I got some emails that said the student was present or what have you. And then the last time I checked it, I could download and get like a kind of like Zoom when you download. I can get a report, a spreadsheet, and it lists the students' names who had said they were present. Okay, so you can play around with that if you want to use that feature, but I know no matter which feature you use for attendance, you're going to need 2 or 3 to make sure you have a more accurate picture of attendance. But like I said, when I first started with attendance, I would say go into the chat room and sign in, say hello, post something, say present. And it was hard at first, but it never stuck. Students will automatically want to run into Zoom. So it took me a while to get them to try to follow the process. Yes, we will go to Zoom, but can you check in first into the chat room? Because there might be a warm-up I put there. I might have made an announcement about Zoom or what have you. And so they didn't want to do it. They just wanted to run immediately into Zoom, and that was it. But they have, over the time that I've been using it, they've gotten used to the classroom, but they don't want to use it for attendance. They want to go right into Zoom and use it for the other features. They don't want to use it for attendance. And I used to tell them that I would stay after class for about half an hour or so if anybody wanted to do like a one-on-one or have something clarified from the instruction for that time. And I used to say, okay, I want to hang out in the chat room. So if anybody wants to come there and, we chat. But now I don't do that because nobody came to the chat. They wanted to just do Zoom. So now I say, okay, I'll just stay on Zoom for another half an hour if you want to do a one-on-one. So everything that you like and want to use, the students may or may not respond to it, but any feature that you can use in Band that's going to help you to manage, like I said, the instructional task, it's good. Let's see, I'm gonna go back to the presentation to see, because I think I've shown you everything here that I use. There's a sign up if there was something you needed people to sign up for. I don't use it. A to-do list, there's a calendar, attachments. You can attach files. If you attach a file, which I thought I had did a sample over here, they will show up not just here in the stream, but they'll show up on the side here. And then you can open them again if you need to. So that's attachments. What else is there? Bill split, location, services, markdown. I don't use these feature stickers, photos, a video. Okay, so the poll. So that's basically, I'm going to go back to the presentation to see if I've missed anything. But when you go into, this is a sample class. So you see how to join. I was going to show you members. When you go into members, you can have students invited in different ways. So you can say invite members. And there are 3 or 4 different ways you can invite members. You can click this link and share it with whomever, Messenger, Facebook, email. I click the link and I go into email and I email the students. And for whenever I get my roster of students, I go into email and I email each student individually, and I give them this link, share in the email. And then I tell them, go to this online, go to Band, it's an online classroom, and, just do that before the first day of class, so that the first day of class, that's when they know to come. And it's hard because if you email too soon, they won't see it. The students won't see it and they'll forget about it. And then they'll say they never got the link. If you email too late, they're going to start emailing frantically saying, I don't have a link. I don't know what to do or where to go. So you have to feel for, what your experience is in working with students. So I've done both. So email them this link. So when they say I didn't get a link, I just go back into the old email and resend it so that they know, okay, it was sent, you just overlooked it. Okay, you can give them a code. Like I gave you, if you click on this invite code and whatever code you get, you can give it to them. You will tell them, hey, go to band.us and join. When you join, use this code to get into my class. There's a QR code that you can have students use. And where's the band? No, but if you see down here, invite link history, there too. These links, for whatever reason, they stay open a lot. Look, this is valid through the next year. So I don't know why it has to be that long, but it's fine. It's not a problem. You can have as many links as you would want, and you give that link to someone and they can go immediately to Band and type that in, and then they can come in. So you choose the way you want to have students to join, but it's under members, and then you say invite members. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the post. Okay, so I don't use these features here, albums. But I guess if you're doing a group communication and you're a team or what have you, there may be people posting pictures of the events and they're participating in different things. So, okay, then you have connected to a calendar. and attachments that you may have posted in the stream to do. What is all of this? Okay, so does anybody have questions so far? Oh my gosh, I'm losing track of time. Hold on. How much time do I have? I could go on and on and on. I really could. Okay, let's see. Let me check the pages. Yeah, academic research. I think I've covered these things. Attendance last year. Co-admin as co-teachers. Okay, you have two teachers. Zoom has, oh gosh, why do I keep saying Zoom? Band has a feature where you can have two leaders. Okay, and so I haven't used that because we do sometimes have co-teachers, but that's under certain circumstances that, we were talking about the classes with COVID and being online, and if some teachers will feel more comfortable doing distance learning with someone. So it's not out of the possibility that there could be co-teachers, but I haven't used it. So I'm not quite sure how that would work. I know how it works with some other platforms, like, what has it? I use at work. There's a online graphing calculator that has, room for two teachers. And so I use it there, but I haven't used it here with band. And okay, so you have all the information. There's no time to give you 10 minutes to create a band, but it's there. You've at least joined the band and see what it looks like. You can go in, follow the, sorry, let me go back to, so you can explore the features and band, hold on. If you went back to the home page of band, the band guide is here. Okay, so you can see the beginner features. These are the things I've linked in the presentation. So beginners, intermediates, okay. So tells you how to send an email alert and creating folders. So, okay, do I have more time? I know this is, because I wanted to show how to make it. Okay, does anybody have questions so far before we get ready to end? I know that was, okay, so here, this is what I was saying, the slide presentation. Sometimes you can see videos. I think the videos are with the Learning Center that I showed you earlier, but here, you can get these little, how to create a band in the guide. And then you have this presentation here. Okay, so you go through how to create a band. On your band home, tap create band. So it just walks you through. Select the type of group your band would be, private or public. Add a cover image and title to your band. You're going to make your band searchable that other people can look for your band. So tap the name to set an intro under description. So it just walks you through the steps for whichever thing you want to do. Create a band, get started by creating a band. What is this? I mean, I thought I would walk through that. But it's very easy to use. It's very easy to explore. And like I said, I would recommend that you explore it so that when the next term starts, next semester, that you could be ready to introduce it to your students and start using it with them. And I know that they will love it. And like I said, they might have their features that they want to pick and choose, but you work together to say how we're going to make this home away from home or classroom away from the classroom. And let me see if I have notes I haven't mentioned. That's records. Let me go back to the presentation. So review the objectives. So you know what band is, how it's used, how to create a band, create a band. I've tried to tell you as many of the features I've used as a teacher, and questions and answers, and this funny little meme. Shout out to old people for graduating high school without Google. So, oh my gosh, you look at what these kids have to do today, and you're just like, oh my goodness, what? How would it have been when I was in school? You know, it's just a lot to manage. But anyway, are there any questions? If I have more time, I can keep going. It's 6 o'clock. If anybody, I don't know what contacts you have if you need help, but like I say, you won't need help because Band is so easy to use. But if you do, I guess you can contact the conference and see what resources we have to help you with answering whatever questions you might have. So
thank you so much, Adrian. What a wonderful presentation. And even if people couldn't join in the band themselves, I think it's you've given plenty of information and ways that you use it practically in the classroom, that people have so much information they can go and explore. So thank you so much for your time this evening. It really was a perfect workaround for our adult education programs that often don't have access to LMS systems through their organizations. So thank you. So I have posted a feedback summary link in the chat box, but you will also be prompted when you leave the webinar to complete it. I've also included the link to the proof of participation. We just ask that you complete one at the end of the Virtual Training Institute sessions that you'll attend. So if you're attending more sessions, you'll see that link many more times. Adrian, thank you again for sharing such a valuable resource, a resource that can help people stay connected during this online instruction. So thank you so much
for the opportunity. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was.
I can keep talking forever.
All right, everyone, have a fantastic night. We hope to see you back here for day 3, starting tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock.
Oh, this is the last presentation for the day?
Yes.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought it was 6 o'clock too, but okay, so I'll do the survey when it comes.
It's really for participants. No need.
Okay, good, okay.
All right, everyone, have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you all for coming. I appreciate it.